Hi, I'm Dawn from Daydreaming Book Reviews, and I'm with Kat, the Book Tart. And today we're going to be talking about Sami Lee. Sami Lee is one of the Down Under Divas who's doing a feature on us bloggers, and there will be probably 4, 5, 6, maybe even different bloggers that are going to be featuring. So we figured we would do something special for them and feature each author. We featured the other 3 authors this week.
We've got Jess D and Lexi Cooper and Rian Cahill, and now we're on Sami Lee.
So today we're going to be talking about Just One Taste, which is Sami Lee's newest book with Alora's Cave. It is a modern series, which is one of the romantic, it's a contemporary erotic romance. Sami Lee's books are sweet and cute and just full of like really good naughtiness. just that good amount. And she's great. She's a great author. I love her. She's hysterically funny and adorably cute. If you ever see her, she is when she's at conference. She's a doll. So today we're going to be talking about her newest book, and I'm going to have Kat read us a little bit about
Okay, Just One Taste. Sarah is in Victoria to expand her father's chain of wine bars into the Australian market. It's a hectic job that leaves little time for a social life, but that doesn't mean she's going to ignore her carnal needs entirely. She contracts an exclusive escort agent who promises to send a man capable of fulfilling her every desire. David, the man who arrives, is nothing like the practiced Lothario she expects, yet the night that ensues is more intensely passionate than any she'd experienced. Sarah's just starting to consider making David a kept man when she realizes the chilling truth. David isn't an escort at all. He's a vineyard owner who planned to approach Sarah with a business proposition. She thinks he set her up, but David has barely expected to speak with Sarah, let alone sleep with her. It's an honest case of mistaken identity that resulted in the best night of David's life. And for David, one night of Sarah will never be enough.
it.
I want
Not enough.
more.
Not enough.
What should we read?
Well, we've started the other ones in the beginning. We did a little bit in the middle. And it's only 104 pages. So how about 69? It's always a good number for me. Or we can go 68 and I'll owe you one.
Okay. Page 68 from Just One Taste by Sami Lee. She thinks you're just like my ex-girlfriend. Melissa moved here with me when I first inherited this place. She quit the job she'd always hated anyway. Swore she wanted the relief from the stress of the advertising game. I think she started to go crazy after 3 days. David showed Sarah a rueful smile, recalling Melissa's agitation at the quietness of the cottage, the lack of activities to hold her interest. Not enough excitement around here compared to what she was used to. After a while, she took another job in the city and commuted, but the visits began to dwindle before too long. I think we both realized it was over months before she left for the last time. They walked together in silence for a while. Somehow it wasn't the slightest bit odd sharing such intimate details of his life with Sarah, when usually he was a very private person. He wondered if Sarah felt the same easy sense of intimacy, hoped that she'd freely volunteer a little information about her own past. But when she at last spoke, it was to ask another question about his. Did she break your heart? Her voice was little more than a whisper. To hear Carrie tell it, you'd certainly think so. Sarah stopped strolling, compelling David to halt his stride as well. She stared at him, his expression earnest, even worried. How would you tell him? There was no doubting Melissa's leaving had hurt. He'd been with her a total of 3 years, and he'd always assumed their future was together. But by the same token, if he'd wanted that future as badly as he should have, wouldn't he have asked Melissa to marry him at some point? He hadn't even used the proposal as a last-ditch attempt to beg her to stay with him. Perhaps because having her stay wasn't so vital that he was willing to commit the rest of his life to her to achieve that aim. What did that say about him? Was he disinterested in marriage in general, or had his apathy only pertained to his relationship with Melissa? As David gazed at Sarah's arresting face, an image of her standing before him wearing white, shrouded in the pale netting of the bridal veil, came to him unbidden. His heart rate spiked, rushing to his blood in a way that made his veins feel both full and lighter than air at the same time. The response had nothing to do with fear, so not against marriage in general, then. Oh, Christ, you're in so much trouble, Gennaro. If you're asking if I'm over her, the answer is yes. David took a step forward, invading Sarah's personal space. He cupped her cheek and ran his thumb along her lower lip. All I've been able to think about since that night 3 weeks ago is you. Sarah's eyes grew misty. Oh, David. Don't say it. He could tell by her expression on her face she wanted to reiterate her belief that there was no possibility of a future between them, and right now David didn't want to bloody hear it. Don't say a damn thing. Shut up and kiss me. Oh, just one taste is not enough. I need the rest of this book by Sami Lee. And make sure you visit the Down Under Divas. We'll have the link down there. And see all the girls and all their yummy stories. Visit Dawn of Daydreaming Book Reviews. Say hey to me at the Book Tart. Make sure you find us on
Facebook and Twitter. You can find us both there, either through the links below or through our blogs, or just look us up. You'll find us everywhere.
Yep. Happy reading.